Hi, my dear students. In this video, we are going to see 8th Social History, Chapter 3, Ruling the Countryside. What does mean by countryside? Countryside means village area or also called as rural areas. Village area it is called as countryside. In previous chapter, we gone through when did EAC became Diwani of Bengal. In year 1765, on August 12th, EAC became Diwani of Bengal. Diwani means financial administration, revenue department, collecting money. We can say like this. So, EAC, it is being an aligned power. What does mean by aligned power? Person belongs to different country but ruling our country. This person belongs to British but they are ruling India. So only they are called as aligned power. They need to pacify all the rulers who have ruled before. What does mean by pacify? They want to restore. They want to restore into the position where Nawabs and Rajabs, they have ruled the countries. So they want to restore them. They want to be a good power to Indians. And now in this chapter, we are going to see how this EAC control countryside peoples, that is village side peoples, colonialize means control, subjugate. So how they control the village area peoples. In this chapter we are going to see this. Now revenue for the company, where they get money, the CAC get money. Where did they get money? Which place they annexed first? We already gone through in chapter 2. They have annexed the first place is Bengal, and now they have started to collect revenue in Bengal from everyone, all the artisans, peasants also called as farmers, RYOTS or cultivators. We can call in different words with different vocabularies. And due to their revenue collection, this artisans, they started to deserted out of village. That is, deserted means they started to move out of village, everyone completely vacated. And peasants, that is farmers, they unable to pay the loans, whatever they get from the company, they unable to pay the revenues and loans. So there was a terrible famine happened in the year 1770 in Bengal. It killed 1/3 of the population in Bengal completely. That is wiped out completely. 1/3 of the population they have died due to the famine. Now EAC implemented different methods of revenue collection. Revenue collection methods. There are they implemented 3 different kinds of revenue collection method. What does mean a revenue? Money, tax, we can say in any words. So they have started to collect using different methods. First they implemented this permanent settlement method to collect the revenues. This was introduced by Charles Cornwallis in the year 1793. And who asked to collect this revenue? Rajas and the Zamindars of that particular village, they only asked to collect the revenues from farmers and all the peoples in that village. And the revenue amount they fixed it is completely fixed, it is not variable. That means, for example I am saying, if they are fixing 100 rupees for each person for every month, they will collect 100 rupees only all the months. They won't change that. So the amount it was fixed, but there was many problems occurred in this permanent settlement method. What are the problems? The revenue amount fixed was very high. The farmers and normal peoples cannot able to pay the amount what they have fixed. For example, if they have fixed 100 rupees or 1000 rupees, the farmers or peoples cannot able to pay that because it is very high for that peoples in that time period, and so that they cannot able to pay the revenue at the correct time. And this Zamindars, they don't show any interest to improve the land. They didn't show any interest to improve the land, and they don't want to increase any productions of the land, but they have interested only to increase their individual gain, their gain alone. They gone through only, they have seen about their income only. So it is not positive for both EAC and also for farmers. Only the gain is only for Zamindars. So now EAC skipped this method. So they are failure in this method by using permanent settlement. So they have moved to second method, that is known as Mahalwari method. Mahal means village. village wari, Mahalwari system. It was introduced by Holt Mackenzie in the year 1822, and this amount was revised periodically. That means first month, if the farmers they are having rain and they are having good agriculture, they will collect 100 rupees. And if the second month, if the agriculture is poor, the rain is not there, they will collect only 50 rupees. So the revenue amount is periodically varies, and for each village they will go and check, they will supervise with the help of collectors how much the village can able to pay the revenue. Like that they will go and survey means close examination. They will take close examination that each and every village how much they can able to pay revenue. So according to that they will fix the revenue. For each month it will vary, they will revise it periodically between each month or between 3 months or 6 months, they will revise this periodically. And here the village headmen collect the revenue. There in permanent settlement method, Rajas and Zamindars they collected revenue. Here in Mahalwari system the revenue was collected by village headmen, and in permanent settlement method it was founded by Charles Cornwallis in the year 1793, and here the Mahalwari system it was introduced by Holt Mackenzie in the year 1822. Like this we can write the difference between Mahalwari system and permanent settlement method. Third method they implemented was to collect the revenue, it was MUNRO system. And why they introduced this? Because Mahalwari system they implemented in northwest part of India. This MUNRO system it was introduced in South India because there were many professional zamindars in this MUNRO system in South India. So they have introduced MUNRO system in South India, and it was introduced by Thomas MUNRO. And here the settlements was not by a village headman or not by zamindars, but it was directly made with RYOTS, that is farmers. Directly the EAC contacted between RYOTS. RYOTS means farmers, cultivators or peasants. You can use any words. So the settlement was directly made between EAC and RYOTS. But whatever they have implemented methods to collect revenue, all the methods are failure. All was not well because the RYOTS faced many problems. That is farmers, poor farmers, they faced many problems because they cannot able to pay the revenue. Whatever revenue it is they have fixed, it was high. So they cannot able to pay the revenue. And peasants also, peasants means farmers, they are unable to pay the revenue. See, they have started to move about from villages. They leave their agriculture work and they have started to join in some industries, factories, and they have went to many plantations. Like that they have deserted the villages completely out due to this revenue collection method implemented by EAC. In this chapter we are dividing into two halves. First half is completely about revenue collection method. 3 methods we gone through. But the second part is about crops. What are the crops that British want from India? Okay, what are the 2 main crops they want from India? What are they? One is opium and another one is indigo. What is meant by opium? Opium, it is a kind of drug. It is a kind of drug. So now here, this opium, whether British they want that opium? No. Actually, British want tea, many tea products from China. So instead of that, they want to give something, no? So what happened means, listen here, they will purchase this opium from India. Here they are purchasing this opium from India and they are giving this opium to China. So they have given opium to China, no? So they are recollecting tea from there. British is collecting tea from there. But the main products is coming from India only. They are getting the product from India and they are exchanging the product. They are getting tea to British. This is how, what happens about this opium, this method they have implemented. And another important crop they need from India is indigo. Indigo, it is a type of dye. This dye will be used in many cloths. So we are having some colors, history for colors. So many one you know about that kalamkari pattern. Weavers means those who weave cloths. They are called weavers. They use this kind of dye, this indigo. It will give you a rich blue color dye. The indigo will give you rich blue color dye. This indigo, it will grow very well. It will shoot the land in India only. So the indigo cultivation will be done more nice. It is in India. The Indian indigo, it was used in many countries like Italy, France, Britain, etc. The European countries, they have manufactured another dye instead of this indigo dye. It is called as wood. What is meant by wood? That is, what is the difference between this indigo and wood is, indigo will give you rich blue color, but this wood will give you pale blue color. Right? So the European, they can only grow wood only. It will give you only pale blue color. Why? Because Europe, it is a temperate zone. The rainfall will be very normal. So they can cultivate only this wood crop. They cannot able to cultivate indigo. So we can cultivate indigo rich blue color dye only in India. So only every person's prefer in Indian indigo only. And we are going through the word that tea plantation, indigo plantation. What does mean by plantation? A large farm, many acres. Like you can see some examples like tea plantation. It won't cover a small area. It will cover a lot of areas, lot of acres. So the large farm operated by a single planter, single owner, that is called as plantation. Example, sugarcane, coffee, tea, indigo, etc. We can give lot of examples for this plantation. Actually, we already gone through that. Wood will give you only pale blue color, but indigo will give you rich blue color. So all the countries want indigo only from India only. This British in 1778, they have started to import this indigo from India to Britain. How much percentage they have did this? Only 30%. But in 1810, 1810, 95% of the indigo are imported from India to Britain. They have taken many indigo, many number of indigo, tons and tons of indigo from India to Britain. So what is the disadvantages in growing an indigo crop? Yes, definitely we are having disadvantages. If we are cultivating indigo in a particular land, the root will be very deep. The indigo plant, root will be very deep. So it will go deep inside the land. So after indigo plantation, we cannot do anything like rice crops. We cannot cultivate anything in that land for more years. Like we cannot able to cultivate rice, wheat or any crops after this indigo plantation. So this is a main disadvantages for Indians. So this is so the Indians, they were against this indigo plantation. Here the EAC used two different types of cultivation method to cultivate this indigo. One is niche cultivation. What does mean by another one is RYOTS cultivation. What does mean by niche cultivation? In niche cultivation, the planters produced indigo directly in their control. They have rented the land from ZAMINDARS. That means they didn't give the control under anyone. They directly controlled that land. But they have rented the land from ZAMINDARS to produce this indigo. They have taken for lease or for rent about that land from ZAMINDARS, and they have started to plant in their own. But what are the problems they have faced in this niche cultivation is, for example, just I will draw and show you. Here, these are the areas. See, these are the lands of different farmers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Here, the planter, they rented 1, 2, 5 and 8. These lands they have rented and they are growing indigo. But they want more land. If they want to expand, they want to get rent from this 4 and 7. But they are farmers. They are not ready to give their land for indigo plantation. So, the planters, they cannot expand their land because the farmers, they won't give their land for indigo cultivation. So, the expansion of land is not possible in niche cultivation. And the laborers are very low because they are taking care of their own land. They won't come for any works in this planter's land. So the labors was very low. So they cannot able to finish this niche cultivation in a proper time. And both the indigo harvesting and rice harvesting did in the same time, same season. So the mobility of workers is very low. They cannot get more workers because they want to harvest their rice in their own land. So no workers will come to harvest indigo. So this is the another problem they have faced. And also the pluff, it was for one biga is a land measuring unit. For 1 biga we want 2 pluff. So we cannot hire more amount of instruments also. So that is also lagging in niche cultivation. So only most of the peoples prefer ryotic cultivation. The next comes ryotic cultivation. What is meant by ryotic cultivation? In ryotic cultivation, the ryots, who are called as ryots? Yes, farmers. The farmers, they are pressurized. They are not willing. Unwillingly, they are pressurized by these planters to cultivate indigo in their own land. So these planters will provide the loans. So after providing the loans, the ryots need to get all the materials like seeds, everything, and they want to cultivate indigo in their own land, and they want to give this indigo to their planters, and also they want to pay their loans. But this is a very poor method. This is completely due to the pressurization of EAC, and everything was oppressive. That is very harsh method. They have pressurized all the farmers to do this, the planters. And every ryots, every zamindars, every persons in India, they were opposed. Everyone started to oppose this kind of indigo plantation in India. So there was a high rebellion. Rebellion means opposing the authority, getting against the authority. That is called as rebellion. It was arised due to indigo plantation. Every farmers, every zamindars, all the persons in India, they were against this indigo plantation. So the rebellion, it was broke out in the year 1859 in March. And thousands of ryots and farmers, they were refused to grow this indigo in their land. This started the Blue Rebellion, and they have boycotted all the planters, and the cultivators also attacked everyone. The planters were attacked by the cultivators, and in 1917, Mahatma Gandhi ji, he began a champion movement against this indigo plantation. So the complete India turned against this indigo plantation. The committee was set up by the government to undergo this indigo plantation. What happened really in this indigo plantation? So the session, it was summarized, and they have said that the commission summarized that completely this indigo plantation was against the farmers. They are not having any benefit in this indigo plantation. Every benefit for planters only. So the commission ended with this result. So the government was also said to the planters that no one should pressurize the ryots to grow indigo plantation in India, and that the indigo plantation, it came to end in Bengal. This is how the EAC started to control countryside, that is village area, by collecting their revenues and what they have cultivated and what are the things gone against them, and how it is revised against. These are the things we gone through in chapter 3, and we will end the session, dears. In chapter 4 video we shall meet again. Thank you.